Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Relationship Shots, a place to get practical relationship advice that actually works in your relationship. If you have not already done so, grab our free guide to intimacy. You'll see a link in the description area below. This is simply a guide that will help you evaluate 4 areas of intimacy in your relationship and give you some practical tools on how you can begin improving those areas today. So grab that below. If we can help you in any area of your relationship, whether it be counseling, classes, our membership community, check out those links below. We'd love to be a part of your relationship journey. So in this video, I want to talk about 5 little things that make a big difference for men reporting being happy in their marriages. What happens oftentimes is when our marriage is not doing well, we go looking for the big things that we can do to try to make it better. Oh, we got to take care of this issue and we got to resolve this, and if we can eliminate this, and most of the time we can make a lot of progress by just doing some little things consistently, as long as those little things are the things that really make an impact for our spouse. And so in this video, based on Harvard-trained researcher Shaunti Feldhahn in one of her books, she talks about 5 little things that wives can do that will make men happy or report being happier in their marriages. So here we go, 5 things that wives can do that will make their husbands super happy, excited, and in tuned in the marriage. Number 1 is notice his effort and thank him for what he's doing. For instance, I noticed that you helped clean up the house. Thank you for doing that. Or thank you for playing with the kids, even though I know you had more work to do. Or thank you for mowing the lawn, even though I know it was hot out there. Thank you for putting the kids to bed, even though I know you're tired too. Thank you for putting gas in my car, because I never do. I'm just kidding, wives, calm down. It's okay. Thank you for doing the dishes, for unloading the dishwasher, for sweeping up, for emptying the litter box, you name it. Notice the effort they're putting in and thank them for it. That goes a long way for men in a relationship. Number 2 little thing that wives can do that will help men feel happier in their marriage is tell them they did a good job at fill in the blank. Men take pride in their successes and their accomplishments. So when you see him do something well, tell him you did a great job at fill in the blank. That means more to them than a lot of other things. Some of the research being done between men and women have shown that men would rather feel unloved than they do disrespected. Men take pride in the things they do outside, or their ability to do things outside, where women usually feel value on who they are on the inside in a relationship. And so men are probably going to take more pride in you complimenting them for something they've done well than if you just say they're a nice person or they're kind or whatever else it may be. So tell them you did a great job at fill in the blank specifically, and that will go a long way with your husband. Number 3 is compliment them in front of others. Listen, 72% of men said it deeply pleases them when their wives compliment them out in front of others. Again, you got to remember, they take pride in their accomplishments, especially if you're out in a group with some other men, because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but a lot of men are fairly competitive. And so when their wife compliments them in front of their friends, it's almost like I just got 3 points on top of my friend just by what my wife said. So like I just one-upped my buddy because my wife complimented me and spoke well of me in front of the friends. So not only speak well of them when they're not around, but more so when you're with a group of friends, compliment them, speak well of them. Husbands love this to death. Number 4 is show him that you desire him sexually and that he's able to please you sexually. Yes, obviously we know that sex is important to a lot of men. And so it's important for, in fact, 85% of men said that it is highly or deeply important to them to know that their wives see them or are attracted to them sexually, and that also they can actually satisfy their wives sexually. So despite what some of you wives may think that, they don't care, as long as they get theirs, they're good. No, most men actually take pride also in being able to sexually satisfy their wives. So I'm not saying that every single time you've got to come rolling in wives with some fake porn star energy, like you can't keep your hands off your husband, and that's not realistic for that to happen every time. But it also can be a little bit defeating to a husband if it always feels like you're just doing this out of obligation or duty and you're not really into it. And so there should be a happy medium in there where you can allow your husband to feel like maybe you initiate. That's one way to show that you're desiring him or make him feel like you're desiring him. But if husbands feel like they're never desired, that it always feels like some duty and obligation, at some point that has a negative impact on your husband. So husbands do in fact want their wives to desire them sexually, and they want to know that they're actually able to please their wives sexually. This is really important for men. And lastly, 88% of men said it deeply pleases them when their wives let them know that he can make her happy. I know some of you wives are sitting here, yeah, right, he doesn't care if I'm happy. Listen, surveys say that 88% of men are deeply pleased when their wives make it clear to them that they're actually making them happy. Maybe that's a hug, maybe that's a smile, maybe that's a verbal affirmation. Whatever it is, when he knows that he's making you happy in the relationship, it moves the needle for him and how he feels about the relationship as a whole. Men actually do want their wives to be happy. It's not just some saying, happy wife, happy life. It actually helps men to know that their wives are happy and they're able to make them happy. Again, men value accomplishment. They value success. So if they're successful or they're accomplished at making their wives feel happy in a relationship, that's very important to them. And so for some of you wives, they're like, yeah, right, he doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's one of the few percent that doesn't, but it's probably more likely that he does actually care. But maybe the verbal and nonverbal responses he's been getting from you over the years have let him know that you are not pleased, that you are not happy. And if he feels like a failure long enough, he's going to give up, right? If he doesn't understand the expectation, or he feels like he's trying, but he's not successful at some point, he's going to give up on trying because he doesn't know how to make you happy. Men, though, want to make their wives happy. That's important to them. So there you go. 5 little things that make a big impact in whether or not men say they are happy in their marriages. Fellas, I'd love to hear if any of those resonated for you. Wives, I'd love to hear, how are you doing in these areas? Which ones are you doing well in? Which ones are you not doing well in? Sit down with each other, have a conversation, identify maybe the top 2 or 3 that are most important to your husband, and see if you can implement those in a relationship. This will make a big difference in the happiness of your marriage. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Drop a comment below. If there's any way we can be helping you in your relationship, please don't hesitate to let us know. We'd love to be a part of your relationship journey. And until next time, we'll see you right back here on Relation Shots.